in values and in its cultural build. So I know that there is a lot of interest for Gravity in the metagame community. We're very, very happy to see this since Gravity, I personally love it because it's regarding Ostrom's principles. The communities should be able to provide an accessible and low cost form of conflict management, right? So while most of the communities in the DAO space would make technical proposals for this, like I don't know, like conviction voting or even disputable voting with Celeste. I really love that Gravity approaches this at a more human level. So I feel that this video really defines like some of the achievements that we've made as a community to like build our like the atmosphere where we work almost every day to build the TEC. So it is something that I wanted to share with the community. So yeah, if you guys are interested in Gravity, remember that we have our working group every Tuesday. Feel free to drop by. And yeah, we've been talking to Juan Carlos about how to expand it to other communities. So yeah, if anyone in Metagame would like to integrate Gravity to your like dynamics and in the community, please feel free to shoot me a DM or drop by any Gravity working group. We're gonna be very, very happy to have you here. So before we keep going forward, let's open like some questions just about the hatch in general. Do you guys know what it is, or what questions around the hatch do you have? Are you a holder to impact towers or C-stack score? Do you have any questions about how these tokens work? Just to get a like a more general sense of where of the community feel about what we're working on. So, does anybody want to take it? Come on, guys! Like questions around the hatch. I know that there are questions around the hatch. Usually, like most people don't really like understand what the hatch consists of. So yeah, feel free to throw your questions. Like
Yeah, that's
we're
my
here to
question.
help you.
What's a hatch? And then you mentioned something about a tower and a C stack. Also, what are those?
Hey, you stole my
Tower,
question.
not tower.
Gotcha. What is it?
Okay, so the hatch is gonna be a stage of the TEC in which we're gonna be opening it for people to put funds into it. So we're gonna have like a minimum goal, and we're gonna have a target goal, and then a maximum goal that we are gonna need to reach in Wrap Text Die. And the hatch is known as the period where this possibility for contributing is gonna happen. Can everyone contribute? Not at this stage. Only C-stack token holders, which are it's like the C-stack score is something that the common stack keeps, and impact tower holders, which is pretty much everyone that have built or contributed in any way to the token engineering commons, right? So our hatch is gonna be a stage where people are gonna be able to put funds into it, to send funds into it, and once we reach our minimum goal, uh, and once we close the hatch, we're gonna give C-stack token holders hatch tokens based on their contributions. And we're also going to give impact tower holders, which are pretty much the builders, hatch tokens. So now both backers and builders for the project are going to be able to have the make decisions on the hatch DAO, right? And hatch DAO tokens is going to be are going to be governance tokens that are going to let you participate in voting for the parameters of the commons upgrade. So the commons upgrade is a TEC in its final form, right? With an augmented bonding curve, and people can interact with it, and like a small percentage of every in or out is gonna go to our funding common pool. So uh, so the hatch is, as you may imagine, something uh, very very. It's a very critical stage for our comments. So if we reach these goals, then we're gonna be able to come up with a hatch DAO, right? And if we are able to decide in our parameters, that is gonna take us to the commons upgrade, where pretty much everyone can participate and put money into, right? Uh, so I don't know. Does is this definition like clear enough, or I can have a second or a third try? Like no worries. Like I know this stuff is complicated, but this is what we're here for.
It works for me. I'm curious. What are the goals? Like, what are the? You mentioned three different kind of kind of benchmarks, and like in terms of numbers, what are they?
Okay, let me share this with you. Uh, this is gonna make the whole catch thing much clearer. Uh, where is it? Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen really quick. This will bring like a lot of clarity to how this whole thing is working, right? Uh, so right now we've been like building around the commons, and we're about to open the hatch. So uh, this once we open the hatch, both builders and backers are gonna be able to fund it, right? So once we achieve this goal, which I don't really have the params handy, but I don't know. Like Lauren, could you like DM me the like the the hatch parameters so I can share with people? Uh, so okay, so this first stage is gonna set everything for the hatch DAO, right? So this is after the hatch closes, and only people that got in either contributing with RapTexI or building around the and getting impact towers for it. These are the only people that are gonna be forming part of the hatch DAO. So once we are in the hatch DAO, we're gonna vote for parameters. I think the last party that we had was about voting for parameters for the hatch. So just as a quick reminder, this is the dashboard that we were using, and yeah, pretty much like everything that you need to like design these parameters, right? So we're gonna have another one of these. We're gonna have another dashboard, but this dashboard is gonna help us configure the parameters for the commons upgrade. So once we go into the commons upgrade, this is how the TEC would work. Um, all of these pictures and supporting material, by the way, is pretty frequent in our forum. So if you'd like to follow up on any of this, please, yeah, feel free to drop by our forum. And oh, thank you so much, Lauren. Sorry about that, everyone. Just to, if anyone was taking a look at it. And we have so going back to the parameters part. These proposal number 83 was the one that ended up like being defined as our parameters. These are our goals. So our minimum goal is eight. 800,000 rap text die. Our target goal is 3 million, and our maximum goal is going to be 14 million. If we reach the maximum goal before the 30-day period, the hatch closes sooner, and whoever is inside is inside. So yeah, I mean, just in case we reach 14 million, make sure you participate in Hatch on time. Uh, but yeah, this is pretty much the parameters that ended up winning in our last vote. This, as you can see, is the difference between builders and backers. And okay, so and these are the DAO parameters that we picked for once we go into the hatch DAO. So we're gonna need 88% of support required and an 8% quorum for proposals to pass.
Did you
Uh,
guys know? Sorry to interrupt. I just
no, it's okay.
went kind of looked this up after I saw the parameters. Did you guys know there are only, well, I shouldn't say only, there are less than 8 million wrapped XDAI in existence?
You mean like in liquidity and in next die?
Just there have been 7,700,000 and some XDAI that have been wrapped. I mean, I guess it's nothing to go and wrap them yourselves, but it just like it's not a super liquid currency. Is there a particular reason you guys chose XDAI over like a stable coin on another chain?
Mm, I yeah, I would I will probably have to get back to you on on the like the liquidity part. Uh, but XDAI pretty much got picked because of I mean a stable chain is a great place for DAOs, right? Like also a lot of people from One Hive are familiar with XDAI, and in a way like it just provides like really like good infrastructure for DAOs. So this is why it's working here. But yeah, like regarding the wrapped XDAI liquidity, I'll have to get back to you on that. However, we do have how to get wrapped XDAI post. I'm gonna drop it in the text channel just in case someone is curious. And this would be it. Okay. And yeah, I'll save this to keep checking on this. Um, okay. Uh, okay, let me go back to my notes. Okay, so I don't know. Let's like take a like a break, like a couple of minutes break. Sometimes like there is like a lot of information, especially speaking about the hatch. Um, but yeah, if does anybody else have like some question that we can go over? Any opinions on on music by Comando Burrito? Um, yeah, just like anything that you guys would like to uh, participate or ask.
I am a bit curious how easy it is to deploy the tokenomic simulations that you guys do on Python.
Um, I'm I'm very sorry about that, Kyle. Like I don't code, so I don't think I'm the best person to answer this question. Uh, I don't know if someone else here. No. Yeah, I don't think like someone here can be able to answer that question. Um, but if you'd like, I could put you in touch with the Common Swarm. It's like a collaboration between One Hive and TEC, and pretty much like they build uh, most of our tools. So yeah, they I know they're like definitely into uh, like Python is definitely like in like involved, but I don't know if I could give you like any further information. Sorry about that. Um,
Yeah, no worries. Thanks.
Does anybody else have some questions or anything that you'd like to add?
I'll stop harassing you.
Okay, perfect. Let me go back here and
Oh, hi, Chewy. I would like to ask if you have a link for Discord invite for TEC.
okay, yeah, I'll send you an invitation to our Discord.
Thanks. Other than that, yeah, I see TEC. Like, what is, for example, I was reading that TEC will be like a garden. It will use the gardens template. Is that correct?
Yes, this is correct, and
But
there's
yeah,
gonna be like one slight difference to it though.
Okay.
It's gonna work with the commons stack, like what was the word? I'm sorry about that. Like a structure, and it's gonna work with an augmented bonding curve. So it's gonna be a gardens indeed, but the source from the funding common pool is gonna come from the augmented bonding curve. So that would be like the only difference to what Gardens is already offering.
So how can we simply like explain that? For example, TEC will match the hatch in a way, or from Gardens, sort of like some kind of quadratic funding, or is it different? Like how does mechanism works, and like how do we simply explain the whole mechanics of the DAO?
Okay, so right now the hatch and the commons upgrade are two separate things, and they are like very very different. Right now the hatch is for people that are close to the community, right? Like not everyone is able to participate at the time in the hatch. Only C-Stack token holders and also Impact Tower people who have Impact Towers in the TEC. So right now for the hatch, this is the only people that can like provide value. Let's say it. So once the hatch closes, hatch tokens or TC hatch tokens are minted, and this will let us participate in a DAO that is gonna come up with parameters for the commons upgrade. So an augmented bonding curve is a formula like in between like total supply and price, right? So every time someone interacts with the augmented bonding curve, a part of that is going to go to our funding pool, kind of how HoneySwap works. It's just like I just like on the specifics, like I wouldn't be able to point at the differences, but it's gonna work in a similar way. So for the augmented bonding curve, anybody can interact with this with the convert application, right? But right now for the hatch, only people with impact towers who are trusted seed are able to put money in to contribute. So these hatch tokens, once we decide on the parameters of the commons upgrade, are also eventually going to turn into TEC tokens. So the TEC token is going to be our final token. Is this is this a little bit clearer or?
Yeah, a lot clearer. So hatchers would be like early adopters in a way, early contributors.
Yeah, in a way. Well, it's more. It has more to do with on the C stack part. It has more to do with common stack and who their trusted seeds are and who is able to put money in, right? And on the impact tower side, it's for builders, people that have contributed and gotten praise for it, and they have like contributed in some way or another to build the TEC. So
is it?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for interrupting you. Is it any cap at how much you can put in the hatch, like Is it kept the amount of the wrapped X die?
Yes. So pretty much people that are gonna be able to send money in the hatch is a trusted seed, right? So people are gonna have an individual cap for their contribution set by the common stack. One of by their common stack score, their C stack score. I'm sorry. um,
No worries.
this was one of the parameters that we picked on the last parties, right? So it was one of our parameters, like how much Raptex die per per token, per C stack token am I gonna be able to put in, right? So if you have like 1,500 C stack tokens and you are able to put in one Raptex die per C stack token, so your personal cap is gonna be 1,500 Raptex die, and this is different for each individual in the common stack. So based on this score, they're able to send in like a certain amount of money, but that cap is set by the C stack score versus impact towers, right? Which impact towers are recognized by the community via the praise system, and this is how we measure like how much contributions each person has had, and it's like their contribution is already in, right? Like they most impact tower holders are also trusted seed, so on top of already having impact towers, they are able to put money in as trusted seed, which is going to be set by this cap set by the C stack score.
Thanks. So it means that like the way I see it, like it will keep some kind of balance between dollar value plus reputation plus stuff like that. Like so how it's like the source cred thing works? Like is it the C tokens are like some connected with source cred, or it's something else?
We are just starting to implement source cred. We had no implementation of source cred before. The way we recognize the contributions is pretty much through the praise system. But now, like once we go like through the commons upgrade, our source credit is gonna work in a similar way, like it works in Poland, right? In One Hive. So there's gonna be like an amount from the common pool that is gonna be destined for source credit, and yeah, they're doing a great job like right now, like setting source credit, but they're also coming to the realization that source credit is much more manual than it seems, right? So people get this idea of source credit will take care of like automatizing like a bunch of stuff, but in the end, like it's not really like that. Yeah, you probably know that, Iggy. Yeah, like you've been.
Definitely it helps, but it's not like complete solution, automated solution. Like it asks for some tweaking in between and here and there.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually,
thanks
like
for your explanation.
I wasn't really planning on like talking about source credit today, but tomorrow for One Hive's party, I wanted to mention it because One Hive has a lot of experience with source credit, and they've been like through so much like Poland drama and all of these things that we definitely need like some experience and guidance in the TEC.
I think Metagame also has experience with source credit. I think maybe they are one of the first that were using it.
Right. Can anybody?
But maybe I'm wrong. Somebody told me that, but maybe I'm wrong. Not sure.
No, I think Sieve is distributed through source credit. Like I don't know, backholder Kyle, like any Octopi that could shed a light on that, shine a light on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, source cred tracks users' contributions and helps us to put together minting distribution plans, and that is all done through this. There's an Era Cred integration between source cred and Aragon, which helps us handle that type of stuff. But yeah, there is a degree of maintenance and upkeep that goes on with source credit, and not just from the people who execute the mint, but we have to, we have these channels called Did a Thing, and what's the other one called?
Props.
Give props. So our community has to come together and rally around, different things that maybe source cred can't track. Like, for example, we've been doing the Hack Money Hackathon, and we're using that as an avenue to recruit developers into the space, which I don't know if you have access to the Headhunters Guild, Chewy, but we have Token Engineering Commons as a target DAO. So we're going to be trying to recruit developers into Token Engineering Commons and the Commons stack. So we're going to be getting in touch about that later today.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if some of your community members also have like experience with source cred and I think you mentioned also Aragon cred. Any of this experience, we could use a bunch in the TEC, especially while we work around setting source cred. Let me check the calendar real quick because there was already like a time for source cred. I'm not able to find it. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know about this. About the time where we work out source cred, because yeah, like it's just like I mean, I don't have that much experience with source cred in one hive, but I know that the first distribution is gonna come and like people are gonna go crazy because it's not what they expected, right? So if anyone here from Metagame has more experience in source cred, it could help us a lot. Just like your guidance and just like any, I don't know, like any funny stories like around it. I don't know, but yes, with this source cred is gonna work much better with once the commons upgrade happens. Once we have like our TEC token, and yes, hopefully we'll be able to set it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good kind of value add thing right there that Metagame could do, because even the members of our community tend to have like a good amount of experience, at least understanding source cred and how the mint has played out, because we essentially get paid value. So everyone takes an interest in the minting and how the minting is happening, and not all of us are actually involved with. Well, I should say, not many of us are actually involved with the technical details of Eric Cred, but the whole community like pays attention to the minting. So
I think as like time goes by and like source code also develops, it will be used probably a lot differently, but it really depends on how you set it up. The frameworks on which it operates is like really cool, but it always depends on the person or the who deploys it, right? Because you have these parameters that you adjust yourself, right? So you yourself need to say what is valuable to source cred for source cred to know what is valuable. So in that way, you can like track relations. So I see it like the real power on what I see in source code is tracking relations between objects, which are like people and etc. Not necessarily like a 100% reflection of somebody's contribution, because there are like many social implications and biases involved, and general way that it works, it's impossible because you're not plugged in. But I think it certainly is a powerful tool to have along, but not like have as a dictator of sorts.
Uh, I see. I'm seeing that Tommy was mentioning also Misan that like metagame does not have any like source thread drama.
No,
Can you
no,
guys
yeah. That,
recall of any time where there was and some of the reasons for this?
well, let's say it's the drama was not specifically about source grid. It was more around the general situation, which always depends on source grid. But the last one we had was a minting. We added some initiatives which reallocated a lot of, let's say, seeds to the initiatives. So there was like a misunderstanding there a little bit because along with normal tracking, SourceGrid allows you to create initiatives which you can assign a certain weight to. So it distributes experience. We call it that here. By default, I think it's cred. So at times it turned out that certain tasks generated the same amount of experience as other ones that are really big, simply because of the way it works, right? For example, if it tracks your GitHub commits, it doesn't know if that commit is good or bad. It knows that it was committed, right? So if I commit a typo correction and you commit a big fat code, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will generate more experience, right? But if your code gets used more often, built upon more often, then that will build more experience, right? But that doesn't mean that my small thingy also cannot be built upon, right? So it's like these things that need to be looked at. So it's like important to keep track of how things are functioning and communicating between us, because it is a testing ground, right? So okay, if this month or this period it was like this, okay, let's see what we think was wrong, what we think was the reason for it, how can we change that, readjust it, etc.
Yeah, thank you very much for this, Misanth. It's going to be very, very helpful for for the TEC source grid. Um, and well,
Problemo.
coming back to the hatch, um, we are almost there. We're almost like at the top of the hour. So I just wanted to like make a quick summary of what we've been through, and also um, I wanted to put out there this glossary in our Git book. If you guys are interested in token engineering or like any of like the stages that we're in or any of the concepts that we use, we do have like a very very broad glossary. Uh, it's just yeah, it's a rabbit hole. So try not to get like very confused by it. But it is a really really cool tool, just like for us to keep track of the amount of concepts and just like different terms that we use. Uh, but I know that when you are like a newcomer to the TC, it's like the first thing that will get super super confusing. So I share this in the town hall channel with you if you want to take a deeper dive. And so around the hatch, this is we don't have like a final date. I don't know, like, do we, Juan Carlos, Lauren, or Septi? Like we don't have like an official date, but it's gonna happen soon, like super soon. So I mean, I wish I could give you like a the what is like so far the final date, but I can't. I'm not in a position where I'm able. So uh, we're very very like close to this. So just like as a quick checklist, if you guys hold impact towers or hold C stack tokens, make sure that you already apply to the Trusted Seed, and make sure that you have an activated Swiss membership. This is gonna be very very useful, and it's gonna allow you to participate in the hatch as a backer. Also, I shared with you the post on how to get Raptex die in case anybody wants to try that. Uh, we're also gonna be like all of this content that I'm sharing with you. Probably you want to stay updated in our Twitter. For the hatch campaign, around the campaign, we're gonna be sharing a lot of this content, trying to clarify the concepts that people might get across with. So uh, make sure you follow us on Twitter, on the TEC Twitter, and I'll just go ahead and make it like a final round of questions. Uh, do you have any questions about the hatch, about how it works? Like, I really really don't mind like answering the same question like many times, because this is not easy. This is not easy to get the first time. So um, yeah, feel free to put any questions on the table, and yeah, we can probably finish with this round of questions, and yeah, we'll get to enjoy like some more minutes of music and visuals by Comando Burrito, which yeah, major praise to Comando Burrito for this contribution. So uh, anybody else has some questions around the hatch about any of the concepts that we're using? Yes, I just got a prop. It's exciting. Yeah. Thanks. What is the overall purpose of the TC after the hatch? Perfect. This is so token engineering. Going back to where we started, like I started asking these questions about rug pulls, about shit coins, because because this is like in a way, like there are like these tools out there where pretty much everyone can start like their own microeconomy. So this is very exciting, of course. Like for the ones of us that can see the potential in it, this is very very exciting. But um, a microeconomy is like a bridge, right? So when you build a bridge, this is like its function is to like connect different like parts, and to save time in traveling from from those points, right? So uh, in a similar way, a bridge must go through different simulations, right? So through different tests that is gonna test like in the end its resilience, right? So there's like this very, I don't know if there are any not token engineers, but just general engineers here. I know that a very, very basic engineering class in colleges is like this example of a bridge in the States that they tested it for air resistance, but they never tested it to how it was like saving the energy. So at the first time, like in when the air started blowing in, the bridge started like moving like in a very like scary way. Like if you see the video, it looks like like CGI. Like it doesn't look real, and this was because the engineers that planned this failed to run the proper simulations around this. So in the end, what we want to achieve with the TEC is to provide a shelling point where we can develop knowledge, make more research, start educational programs and development programs around knowledge and token engineering as an emerging discipline, so that we can start testing our microeconomy, so that we can have the right tools to build around this. So, token engineering as a science is our bet as a community, as a commons, right? So we want to make decisions around this. We want to make proposals. We want to start like launching and funding different things that will help token engineering to just have like further development as a new and emerging discipline. Um, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is like accurate or what you guys were asking. Oh yeah, Lauren. Yeah, you. Thanks, Lauren. Thank you for your help during this party. Uh, it says so the mission, vision, values are also in our handbook, and yeah, anybody is welcome to check them out to like understand them like a little bit better. But our goal as a final comments is to provide for token engineering as a discipline. So if any of you guys here are interested in token engineering and want to like get closer to the community, or even proposals, like if you have a really like cool idea for a proposal that is related to token engineering, please feel free to drop by our community and yeah, try it out, bounce it with some community members. And this applies to everyone, right? Like this is not like for professional like token engineers, like subject matter experts. This is like if you're interested in token engineer as a science, and you would like to like educate yourself or get involved in a course or anything that will give you like, this is also for you, uh, because we really want to like start building this excitement around this science, because it's gonna become very relevant in the next in the next in the following years. So yeah, feel free to be part of these comments. We're very excited in about it, like about the goals that we have. And yeah, especially we keep like looking for cooler ways like this party, right, to present token engineering as something that is going to gain a lot of relevance. So um, any contributions that you guys have or any questions, you're always welcome to drop by our community call. We're also opening after the One Hive Cafe. We're also opening like an hour to like maybe talk about work a little bit, but not like something serious. So it's gonna be like a free topic. We're gonna call it the TEC Lounge, and it's right after the One Hive Cafe on Fridays. So yeah, it might be actually interesting to put together like in between Metagame, One Hive, or and the TEC, like this like social DAO Friday. It's an idea that we were having earlier. It might work really well if we coordinate these like social spaces around these community Fridays. Um, so yeah, but like there are a bunch of spaces like in comms. Like I'm the lead for comms. I'm the steward for comms also with Nate, and we're always looking for contributors, right? Like people that are interested in writing, in editing, just like whatever, right? Like whatever around comms. And we do provide like many spaces for this. We have like content workshops where we also like bounce some ideas for a forum post or a blog post or whatever, right? Um, and and this is so yeah, it's an open invitation for everyone. Feel free to drop by. We're also gonna let's also talk. I think you brought it out, Nisam, but about just collaborating more in the future. And yeah, I mean these spaces are. I'm also gonna be throwing like another party in probably like some months, like once we get closer to the Commons upgrade. And yeah, we'll really be keeping efforts on having this space for close communities. And you're always free to come by. Thank you very much for this time to all of Metagame. And yeah, I'll just ask if anybody has like another question before we wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you, Chewy. This has been awesome. I have just one thing that I'd like to say and one question. The thing that I want to say is, yeah, it makes great sense for us to start collaborating on these community workshops, because there's certain things that DAOs do a lot better than traditional organizations, but there still is this network effect of like a network of economies at scale where we're actually kind of missing a little bit, because once we have, well, I should say, once we have this collaboration of several of these well-aligned DAOs coming together to do community initiatives, then we're going to hit this economies at scale point where we're able to, deliver information efficiently and effectively to a broad amount of participants and coordinate, not just that information, but the kind of the message and the actionables behind it, so that people can really, just deliver value and continue to raise the bar on how we compete with traditional organizations.
Yes, definitely something that I've really noticed the past. And I first approached One Hive, I think, like around a year ago. It was like, yeah, it was like a DeFi summer. And one of the things that that really called my attention. I'm sorry, like this is the top of the hour, so if anybody can needs to leave, like that's fine. Thank you for coming. But yeah, I wanted to add that I had this sense, right, of when I first came into One Hive about like, okay, so there's this whole Matic versus XDAI conversation, right? There's this whole like DAO presence and like, okay, so who is this community, right? And a lot of this is also something that is like inside us and that is part of our culture and how we perceive it, right? Like we are very used to competence. Like we are not used to collaboration. Like collaboration equals no profit in the systems where we live in, right? So what I started noticing after a few months in One Hive is that especially like around the whole like sidechain and stuff like the whole like layer 2 conversation, I started noticing that once the devs and the teams around these started getting together is when it really made a difference. Like when things started like growing. So I feel that incentives in general are so like realigned and so like it's like a new proposal. It's like a starting from scratch how we get this and how we perceive it, right? So I'm a strong believer in collaboration, especially between DAOs and especially between communities, because I mean we pretty much like have redefined what value is and what people like give value to in this space. So I think it's a great opportunity to. I mean, there's like no loss, right, in getting together, sharing information, trying to put stuff together. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. Like something else happens, but uh, everything is like so new right now that I would just like openly encourage everyone uh, to have this experience, right? To have this collaboration experience in the DAO space and in these communities. So yeah, I know that this is not going to be an exception in metagame, but please like feel free to drop by the TEC. Feel free to like come and if you have like any interest, and yeah, just like the same as you would like approach any other community. We definitely have something for you, and yeah, never underestimate what you can like sum or add up to any of these communities. So yeah, so everyone here, please don't be strangers. Try to drop by our community calls. I promise I'll do the same with Metagame. I'm very excited about what goes on here, so I'll definitely be dropping by more frequently. And thanks. Sorry about those extra 3 minutes, everyone. I'm very thankful for this space. And yeah, in the name of the TEC community, thanks Metagame, and hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks everyone very much, and major praise to Comando Burrito for visuals and music today.
It's one
Thanks.
Bitcoin per minute.